Hey everybody, this is John Moncrief, the LA Kings Examiner from Hockeywood, LA, and you're watching Overtime on KingsCast.
And welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I'm Keith Cornelick.
And I'm Chris Calzius.
And the guy in the goofy hat to my right is Alex Kinkopf. He's been blogging for us on Dancing in the Rain on kingscast.net. What's up, Alex?
Not much. First and foremost, I want to thank you, Chris, and you, Keith, for letting me on the show today.
It's an honor for you.
Yeah.
It is episode 40 entitled Let's Go Streaking. It's Keith. We are here at Staples Center on a rainy Los Angeles. Kings are playing the Detroit Red Wings. It's another 1 p.m.er, which means the Kings could be a little hungover today, but we're going to see what happens. Kings have 73 points. Today, they could win their 9th straight, which would be the most consecutive wins in Kings history. The Detroit Red Wings, if they win today, they're still in 9th place. It's going to be very interesting. You know what? Normally, I'd say the Kings can't do it. Today, they're going to do it. 9 in a row. Book it.
So let's talk about this game tonight.
Yes.
Coming into the game, obviously we won 9 in a row. The winning streak on the line. What do you think about the first period?
First period, down 3 goals quick. The team came out pretty flat. And of course, it's a 1 o'clock game on a Saturday. And when I saw those 3 goals by the Red Wings, you started to think, is this team getting over their head? Are they not coming out prepared against Detroit?
Alright, so it is the first intermission, and this is actually an awful period, 3-0. I actually put my sunglasses on because I'm embarrassed to admit that I'm a Kings fan. Things are not looking good. This could be the end of the streak. So for a miracle, let's go Kings.
So 8 games in a row. If we had lost today, we still had 8 games in a row. But tonight we had the opportunity to set a franchise record with 9 wins in a row. And nobody thought it would happen after the first period, guys. What happened? We ended up winning. Chris, what did you think about the second period?
Second period, obviously this game, you're right, Alex, was a lot like the game in Detroit. Went down early. Kings had to dig deep, but this team is different this year. They're able to come back in the third period. Second period, fantastic. I thought they got some dirty goals there. Obviously from some Detroit turnovers, but especially the second goal of Michael Hanzo was pretty much dug it out of Howard the Duck's glove. And
how did he do it?
Happen.
Yeah. No, going to the third, Detroit still has some good chances. They got a lot of posts. Let's be honest. We got really lucky here. But I thought Quick came out. Alex, do you feel like Jonathan Quick really kind of dug it out for the Kings, or what?
Yeah, I think so, and the players have mentioned that he's the one who saves their slow starts. He couldn't really do anything with it. Detroit was all over us in the first, and in the second and the third, even at the beginning of the second period, it was still a little slow. But Quick managed to, make the big saves, and as we cut down the deficit and eventually tied it, that's where he continues to come up huge. Whether we're down 3-0, a big save can seem, not such a big deal, but in the end, when you can pull out 4 goals, that's the difference maker.
Okay, end of the second, and oh my God, it's the Kings, and they scored 3 goals. It is 3-3. It is a tie. We're gonna win. Period. End of story. This is a different Kings team. We're gonna win 5-3. Let's do it. So now Jonathan Quick for most wins in a single season by a Los Angeles Kings goaltender. Are you serious? Jonathan Quick is in his early 20s. You've seen this happen in the National Hockey League with a guy like Fleury or a guy like Cam Ward. You've never seen it on the Kings. I'm just flabbergasted at how he's really been able to pull it out. To me, he's been that rock that the Kings have had, even when he lets in a soft goal.
Our question of the day, looking at Jonathan Quick, having a record-setting season, is he the best Kings goaltender of all time?
Leave your questions and comments, as always, downstairs.
Yeah! All right, Kings fans, so incredible win, 4-3. The Kings come back from 3-0 and win the game. Incredible 9-game winning streak, 75 points. Things are really looking up for the Kings. Exciting win.
Oh my God.
Yeah, incredible. I never thought I'd see the day. So, like we talked about last episode, obviously Kovalchuk is off the table. Alex, who else is out there right now that you think the Kings need or could use to really bring this playoff stretch in here?
You know, right now, I kind of question how important it is with how these lines have seemed to mesh together. In January, we saw Terry Murray switch up the lines a lot. Certain players wouldn't play well together. Now we have Smith and Kopitar playing on separate lines. But still with Justin Williams out, you know, having a solid left winger in there. And that's where we see a couple of guys like Ray Whitney from Carolina and Sheldon Surrey from Edmonton. But you got to question, who are we going to have to give up for him? And right now the team is so young and they're so hot and they're so promising. You also have to take into effect, is it better to keep the squad that you have?
Yeah, now let's kind of take a look at that, because I think you're right. I mean, the first three lines have really been kicking in, especially tonight. We got production from everybody, as we have. So the fourth line may have an opportunity or two. I could see the Kings going after a guy like Eric Belanger, former King, on the fourth line, key in face-offs, you know, can play, in a lot of different situations. And also somebody else on defense. I think Randy Jones sucks.
Yeah. Yes.
He's been terrible. Maybe we pick up a good, solid defenseman for the third pairing, or even a seventh defenseman. Personally, as I said in the podcast, I'd like to see Tim Gleason come back as an LA King, and I am not afraid to overpay for him.
No, I like Tim Gleason because, you know, not only is Randy Jones bad, but you have Sean O'Donnell who's sort of wearing out there. You know, it's a long season, and Sean is old, you know, and I think it would be nice to have another defenseman that we could sort of interchange game to game.
Sean O'Donnell, I think, is a really good defenseman. I think anybody would dispute that, but you're right. He gets tired. And that's what happens when you're 38 years old, you know, playing with a bunch of kids. Nothing to be ashamed of. I love the guy, but
yeah,
I could see us bringing in somebody like that. Other names out there, Alex Ponikarovsky, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah. He's got 19 goals, a left winger. It's a possibility. Brian Burke, of course, friends with Dean Lombardi. Probably want Lombardi to overpay, maybe a second.
Of course. But I agree with you, Alex. I think that we do need to sort of stay pat with our roster right now because they're playing well. 9 in a row, that's their chemistry in the locker right now is ridiculous. But I do think we need someone else that we can sort of, scratch when we need to, but also sort of fill in for some of the tired guys. And to me, I think another defenseman is key.
Yeah, and I think it is a very smart decision to, look after, extra defensemen that are out there on the cheap, maybe for the rest of the year, maybe to re-sign, to get some stability out there for the playoffs.
So, of course, in KingsCast tradition, we are going to present our fan of the game. And this one goes from Cheryl from Los Angeles, a crazy Kings fan. And, quite a bit of a lunatic. But here is our fan of the game.
You're watching KingsCast! Yeah!
I'm Keith Korneluk.
And I'm Chris Kalazinski.
And I'm Alex Kinkopf.
And thank you for watching Overtime by KingsCast.